grammar and using skills-based. As an introduction, share just the initial thoughts about that.
Well, I think based on what I've observed while going into teachers' classrooms and doing some training for teachers and all those kind of things, I've noticed that most of the teachers have been focused on teaching grammar.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what students are in need of is to learn how to deal with what they already know. So they already have some language, they already understand some things, but they really want to put it into action and to move from knowing all this bunch of grammar to how much I can do with what I already know. It's like a huge, huge cliff between the two parts. I think students really need to have the ability to express themselves, to put everything that they already know, because I'm not only saying that the only thing that everything they know is only from English class, but they have learned how to do other things and how and they have developed other skills through other subjects and through life experiences. So it's not only to focus on grammar, and that will be the only way they will be able to use a language, but to actually ensure that all of their experiences and all of their knowledge acquired right now, they are very valuable tools to help them develop their language skills.
Okay.
Not only content and content and content, because then we will be making memorizing creatures, and we don't want them to be memorizing creatures. We really want them to to do something with what they know. That's where real language learning happens, when they change the way they behave.
Okay. How old were you when you learned English?
Let me remember, I was in fifth grade, so it's kind of like when I was like, what, 9,
Okay.
probably. And my mom took me to some private classes with some teacher that was really focused in grammar and memorizing vocabulary and all that.
Yeah.
And I kind of hated it. So I told my mom that I had decided to stop going. I prefer not to go because it was kind of frustrating to me.
Yeah.
Then when I stopped going to the private schools, we moved to the US, and I was there for 3 years. So there's where I studied sixth grade, seventh and eighth grade. And then we came back. So that's basically how I picked it up. I acquired the language. I was exposed to it. And
Yeah.
I didn't have a teacher there telling me, oh, this is a verb and this is a grammar. No, I just learned it because the environment,
Yeah.
I was totally surrounded by it. So after those 3 years, I came back, and I was like 15. So by the time I was around 19, I started to learn French.
Okay.
Took some French lessons. Unfortunately, because I was already working in that time, I had some scheduling issues, so I had to stop my classes. And um, I just finished level 1 2 times. Okay.
Okay.
So it's like super little that I know about French, but it was a radically different experience than the one I had with English, because here I had a teacher and I had to learn phrases. He was not like, okay, learn all of these words and we'll have the exam. No, what he did was that he gave me fixed phrases, sentences, and complete messages. And then from the complete messages, he broke it down into the little particles so that we could understand how it worked. So it was a different way of presenting the language. The first one was the grammar. The second was the acquisition because of the environment where I was surrounded. And the third one was going from the big thing to the little thing. Okay.
Okay.
And then I stopped thinking about learning any other language for several years. And when I was 30 something, I decided to start. I had a friend in Facebook who is Arab. I have a friend, sorry. And I became very interested in learning more about Arabic so that we could communicate in different ways. But it was very stressful, and I decided to quit because it's like learning 4 or 5 languages in one.
Yeah.
And besides, it doesn't have the same alphabet that the one that I have. I had to learn a lot of symbols, and the demand of the work of time and responsibilities in my life did not allow me to have that much time to invest in continuing with the Arabic.
Yeah.
I even have some books about Hindi, but forget it. I don't want to go into that anymore.